Good morning, everyone. My name is Betsy. I'm a senior at Mac. I use she, her pronouns, and this is a day in my life. So as you can probably tell, I don't live on campus. I live locally, just a few blocks away from campus in an apartment. So I do make my own breakfast. I have some overnight oats today and a cup of coffee with a mug from a local coffee shop. And I like to start every day with a crossword puzzle. All right, so I am on my way to campus to do two things. One is to take some compost to the bin, which is about a block away. And the second is to return a library book. The library is a really great resource. Even though I don't live on campus, I go there all the time. And I'm doing an honors project for my senior capstone right now. And so the librarians have been super great. And they are always helping me get books from other libraries that maybe Macalester doesn't have. So the book I'm returning today came from Tennessee. Actually, they mailed it to me, which was so nice. So the library is a great resource. And I also love to go to campus every chance I can. Things are a little different this year and I don't have class on campus, but that doesn't mean that I can't go enjoy. Okay, it is such a gorgeous day. Look at how cute Old Main and the library look in the sun. And look, you can see grass. It's spring. Okay, as you can see by the blue light glasses, I just sat down to get ready for class. I thought I'd tell you a little bit about it. I'm an English Lit major. So the class that I just sat down to get ready for is called Queer Muses in Film, and it's an English class cross-listed with women's gender and sexuality studies. Taking cross-listed classes or topics classes, like any class that ends in a 94, is a really good way to get introduced to a different discipline. So this is my first WGSS class, and I'm really enjoying it. So for this class, we take texts, like we've done a graphic novel, and we've done Virginia Woolf, and right now we're doing Langston Hughes's poetry, and we look at them in relation to some films. Like this today, we're talking about Saturday Church, which we watched yesterday. And another cool thing about this class is usually we meet on Zoom in either small groups or as the whole class, but like once every 2 weeks, we meet on Slack instead. So that's a cool way my professor is combating the Zoom fatigue. She always starts the meditation, and I like to play music in the background while I type. And we have to get to have some really cool conversations and different threads and things. So even though we're on Zoom, my Macalester classes are still very much Macalester classes. All right, I had a good amount of time between classes, so I got to make myself a little burrito bowl situation, and I'm gonna eat that and then head down to my next class. So after my classes, or maybe between my classes, I like to take a big long walk at the end of the day, especially on days like this where it is so sunny. This is a habit I picked up during quarantine, but I've always loved to explore St. Paul and Minneapolis via the great public transit system we have here. So now that I'm not taking that anymore, it's just me and my feet, and I've gotten to discover a lot of really cool spots local to the area, and also some streets with like houses that were built in the 1800s that are really ornate and beautiful. And today I am taking a walk that Macalester students know pretty well. It's the walk to the river. All right, here she is, the mighty Mississippi River, thawing after our polar vortex from 2 weeks ago. During the sunset, looking beautiful. I'm in St. Paul right now, but right across the way is Minneapolis, and that's where we're going. Alrighty, friends. I have secured the goods. I have my oat milk latte. Walk is complete. I'm headed home now. Okay, I just sat down to do some homework, and I have been joined by a friend. Hi, baby. So even though this year has kind of turned everything upside down, I am lucky enough to be able to do an internship remotely with a local publishing company. So that's what I'm sitting down to do right now. I'm gonna do some work reading early pages of manuscripts and writing summaries and notes on any edits that they may need for the editors at the office. I've been doing this 100% virtually for the entire year, but it's still been an amazing experience and something I'm so grateful for Macalester for helping me find. So it's Wednesday night, and even though we're in our pandemic virtual year, Wednesday night still means it's the night for Mac Weekly layout. The Mac Weekly is our independent student newspaper on campus. It is fully student run, and we usually do a print edition every Friday morning that we pass out to students in the CC and distribute in buildings around campus. We're not doing that this year, but we are submitting things online as if we were printing, and we're following a regular schedule. So after I enjoy this veggie burger, I will take you down to the Mac Weekly Layout Zoom with all the section editors and we'll read some pieces. Everyone say yay journalism! Alright, well, it is about 10 p.m. and I'm finishing up my anthropology readings for class tomorrow, enjoying a mug of tea, and I might call it and go watch TV with my housemates for a little bit. Yeah, that's it. Have a great night, everyone. Goodbye.